till today, I have a lot of nostalgia around it. But at the same time when it was happening, my kids were coming up and I was able to make my own traditions with them. So while I was nostalgic, I was still excited about that. And I had my Thanksgiving, whatever it was, at the family's house. We would do a potluck. And then every Christmas morning, my mom would come over for the kids. So I want to talk a little bit about what your guys' traditions have been that you've been able to create with your kids and how that's evolved over time. And then what we think about the future traditions, because it's going to change as our kids have families, which is crazy, right? And then they're going to bring their spouses and all that stuff. So let's start with, what were your favorite childhood holiday traditions growing up?
Mine is similar to yours. I grew up with a very large family. I have over 30 cousins. My grandmother had 7 children, so they all had my mom was the one with the least amount of kids, which was 2, my sister and I. So mine was going either to my grandmother's house or one of my uncle's house, and we would all get together. But this was like not just the holidays, this was like a regular occurrence. And it was the same thing. It was like someone had, like you said, their roles, all of the kids were playing, and then you had the women typically in the kitchen cooking. And then I feel like, going back to your point, is when they start passing, it's almost like there's a glue that holds everything together. And when that glue is no longer there, like there's not that there's no reason, but there isn't someone is coming towards. Like there isn't a core or a center.
Who's making it all happen.
Yeah.
And I also think there's so much labor behind being that person who has the place where everybody comes. Like that same aunt would have a Halloween party every year. She'd have like a Halloween costume. She just loved holidays. She had these giant trees on her property where she lived, and she would create a giant spider. Like when I tell you the size of a house, a giant spider and a spider web, and climb into this tree and hang this thing up, like crazy stuff. But that takes time, energy, effort, like even just to cook money for people, right? It's exhausting.
It is. But they, at least from growing up, my grandmother loved it.
Yeah.
She loved it.
Yeah.
It was her joy to have everyone in the house together. And my mom did not take after that. But now the traditions that I'm making for my son are not necessarily like labor. It's more like enjoyment, like just being together and doing like little things. So like the traditions that I have now with my son are, obviously I share him with his dad and his dad's family, but it's always the same every year. Like he'll spend the night, like Christmas Eve, with his dad and the family. And then every Christmas morning it's with me, because we open the presents and we relax all day. He gets to play with his things. We make the cookies and all of that.